How about this for perspective? $19 billion in arms exports. That's how much Israel's defense industry pulled in last year, setting a record.
And that's just one of the stories we're covering today.
Welcome to DeActa Daily Digest. I'm Joseph.
And I'm Juniper. Here are today's top stories.
Let's start with the escalating conflict in southern Lebanon. At least 8 people were killed in Israeli strikes, and this happened right after former President Trump announced what he called an agreement to de-escalate hostilities.
What's really striking is that neither Israel nor Hezbollah has confirmed this agreement. It's almost as if the diplomatic efforts are completely disconnected from the reality on the ground.
Exactly. The details are grim. 2 Syrian workers were killed in a plant nursery in Jebchit, and there were multiple drone strikes targeting vehicles and even a motorcycle.
And then there's the tragic story of James Karam, a dentist, and his 2 children. They were killed on the road between Marjayoun and Nabatea while returning from Sidon, where his daughter had just taken her exams.
That's the kind of story that really drives home the human cost of this conflict. The Lebanese university even postponed all exams, citing their responsibility to students and staff.
And let's not forget the strike on Jabal Amel Hospital in Tyre. 4 people were killed, 50 others injured, and the damage to the hospital and surrounding buildings was extensive.
Meanwhile, diplomatic talks are ongoing in Washington. This is the first formal negotiation between Lebanese and Israeli officials in over 30 years, but Hezbollah isn't directly involved. They're relying on Iran to represent their interests.
And Trump's announcement of a deal where Hezbollah would stop firing into Israel and Israel would halt strikes on Beirut's southern suburbs seems shaky at best. Neither side has confirmed it, and the violence has only escalated since then.
The situation on the ground certainly doesn't inspire confidence. Israeli forces have pushed deeper into Lebanon, capturing Beaufort Castle, while Hezbollah continues its operations against Israeli troops.
And the broader context is just as important. Hezbollah entered this conflict in retaliation for the killing of Iran's supreme leader, and Iran has made it clear that Lebanon must be part of any negotiated settlement with the U.S.
That's a key point. Iran's suspension of talks with the U.S. over Israel's offensive adds another layer of complexity. This isn't just a localized conflict, it's tied to larger regional and global tensions.
The numbers are staggering. Since March, Israeli strikes have killed over 3,400 people in Lebanon, while Israel has reported 27 military fatalities.
Those figures are sobering, and they highlight the immense human toll of these hostilities. But let's shift gears to the second article, which focuses on Israel's record-breaking arms exports.
Yes, Israel's arms industry posted its highest ever export total last year, $19 billion. That's a 30% increase from 2024, and more than half of those transactions were mega deals worth $100 million or more.
What's fascinating is how Israel's battlefield experience is driving demand for its defense technology. Buyers see these systems as battle-tested, which adds a level of credibility you just can't get from simulations.
It's a double-edged sword, though. On one hand, Israel's defense sector is clearly innovative and effective. On the other hand, there are allegations that Gaza is being used as a testing ground for these weapons.
Israeli officials have strongly denied those allegations, saying their equipment is deployed for defensive purposes. Still, the optics of it are challenging, especially when you consider the protests at the Defense Tech Expo in Tel Aviv.
And the article highlights the growing focus on counter-drone technology. Small, slow-moving drones are proving to be a real challenge. They can evade radar and are sometimes misidentified as birds or aircraft.
It's a reminder that modern warfare is constantly evolving. The demand for missile, rocket, and air defense systems, as well as observation and optronics products, reflects that shift.
And then there's the broader context. Israel has overtaken the UK to become the world's 7th largest arms supplier. That's a significant milestone for the country's defense industry.
It really is. But let's circle back to the third article, which ties into the first one. Despite Trump's claims of a ceasefire, fresh exchanges between Israel and Hezbollah continue.
Right, Israeli forces carried out new strikes in Lebanon, accusing Hezbollah of attacks the previous night. And yet, Trump insists that both sides agreed to halt hostilities.
It's a classic case of actions speak louder than words. The Lebanese civil defense reported 6 people killed in Marwaniyeh, and an Israeli airstrike damaged one of its centers in Nabatea.
And the rhetoric isn't helping. Netanyahu has warned that Israel will target Beirut again if Hezbollah doesn't stop its attacks, while Trump is trying to mediate from afar, claiming he's had productive conversations with both sides.
The Axios report about Trump's expletive-laden call with Netanyahu adds another layer of drama. It seems like there's tension, not just between the warring parties, but also among the mediators.
And Iran's role in all of this can't be ignored. Iranian officials have warned that continued Israeli strikes in Lebanon could lead to direct retaliation, and they've already suspended negotiations with the U.S.
It's a high-stakes situation, no doubt. Trump's claim that talks with Iran are continuing at a rapid pace feels almost overly optimistic, given the circumstances.
Optimistic or not, it's clear that this conflict has far-reaching implications. It's not just about Israel and Hezbollah. It's about U.S.-Iran relations, regional stability, and even global security.
Absolutely. And as we've seen, the human cost is immense. Whether it's families caught in the crossfire, students unable to take their exams, or communities displaced by violence, the impact is profound.
It really is. And while diplomacy offers a glimmer of hope, the path to peace feels incredibly fragile right now.
Fragile, but not impossible. Let's hope that cooler heads prevail and that we see some genuine progress toward de-escalation.
Agreed. That's all we can hope for at this point.